Looks like some more people are jumping in.
Get that taken care of so more people can watch if they aren't able to come at this exact time. Okay, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. I'm glad you're all here, and welcome to our LPA general meeting, competition night. I do have a few announcements. We have a good lineup of speakers and things happening in the next couple months, so I wanted to let you know. Next week on January 26th at 6 o'clock, Tim Meyer is going to be speaking on the real Rembrandt. He goes through like the history of Rembrandt's lighting and how it applies to modern portraiture, and goes into some about creativity and your use of lighting and all of that in your own creative process. And it should be really good, even for people who aren't into portraiture. You could apply this to like still life images or other more creative images. So I hope that you all can come. That's next week at 6 o'clock. And then on February 16th, Joe Edelman is going to be speaking on the art of seeing success in photography is in the details. And that should be a really good program. He's a great speaker and does a lot of workshops and things. Then on February 23rd, Dave Wilkins, our own Dave Wilkins, is going to be speaking on backing up our file management. I know all of us have, our backups all organized, and we do a really good job with all of that. But for those of you who may not be as together, this will be really good. I'm one of those people who is not good at my file management, so I'll be taking notes, Dave. And then on March 16th, we have another competition, Human Interest, and Kevin Carson is going to be judging for that one. And so be thinking about that when you're out and about. Human Interest is more emotion-oriented, non-posed, minimal editing pictures. So be thinking about that when you're at the park or at wherever you go to take pictures of people doing interesting things. And then on March 23rd, Hazel Meredith is going to be speaking on working with textures and overlays, turning ho-hum into a work of art. I know some of you have got textures and overlays down, but some don't. And so this will be a good way for you to learn a bit more about all of that. So that's our next couple months here. And I think we have a great lineup of speakers and competitions happening. So we're keeping it going, even though we can't be all together. We're doing what we can to at least keep our interest up in photography. And if you come across opportunities, events that are happening, or things that are good photography opportunities, let us know. We can post them on Facebook or include them in our emails to let everyone know that what's out there to take pictures of. I know this last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of really good surfing photos coming out of the Thousand Oaks Club from over in Ventura, and they've been having a lot of fun. I just don't know if I want to drive that far in these contagious times. But, we do have things like Red Rock Canyon and the Prime Desert Reserve, and we're crossing our fingers for more rain, so we might have poppies, who knows. Right now, I wouldn't plan on it too much, but if the rains come, we could still get a good batch. Okay, well, at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Bob Chrisman, our competition chair, and he is going to introduce our competition.
So tonight is creative. So the definition is creative is defined as altered reality that is apparent.
Wait, let Paul pull up his definition up on the screen. We'll get ourselves organized here. Okay.
Creative is defined as altered reality as apparent to the viewer. This includes alterations utilizing computer manipulation, colored lights and gels, black light, mylar, sandwiches, projected images, double exposures, zoomed images, lithograph, and birefringence. The image should have strong composition, pleasing quality and color, texture, pattern, and/or tone impact. The appropriateness of the technique selected and pictorial merit is considered in judging. Small amounts of manipulated images, changing opacity, using filters, adding text, fantasy or textured backgrounds, etc. is not considered creative. The content is unrestricted. And tonight our judge is Mel Carll. So welcome, Carl. I mean, Mel, sorry. Welcome, Mel. Mel Carll is a Santa Clarita Valley-based photographer and instructor, currently shooting architectural, weddings, family portraits, corporate and product shots, and special events. He is currently on the board of directors for the Santa Clarita Photographers Association and a past president for Professional Photographers of Los Angeles County. Mel is an award-winning photographer, having won Best of Show and Image of the Year in 2010, Professional Photographers of Los Angeles County Print Competitions 2014, 2016, 2017, and 2018. Commercial Photographer of the Year for the Professional Photographers of Los Angeles County, and also won numerous awards with the Santa Clarita Valley Photographers Association print competitions. So, welcome, Mel.
Thank you.
All right, should we start?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so we're going to go straight to amateur because we didn't have very many in novice. There's 8 in the group, and we'll do a quick run through, and then we'll come back, and then you can give your comments. You seen that okay, by the way, everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Let's everybody mute except those people who aren't speaking, who are speaking, because we're having some echoey issues.
Okay, that's them. All right, Mel, here's the first one.
Okay, this image really has a nice impact. I like the color harmony that they've picked. This is kind of a take on some different techniques we've seen going back about 4 or 5 years when those Hope images started coming out. I think it still works today. It's I like the idea, and just the makes you think with the eyes being covered, the mouth is open, you know, it's kind of that see no evil type look. I love the effect that it's given. If I were to make any critiques on it, I would kind of watch the red that's right at the corner of the left side of the image. It kind of takes your eye that way, and there's nothing there except that color. So I would probably make sure that stayed in that yellow tone that you've got throughout the image. But overall, I like this image. Okay, this image, you know, is again a very similar technique. The color harmony is fine. It's kind of an interesting way to put an effect on the right side of the image, but yet not having it affect much of the actual girl within it. It's definitely something different, and it's creative. This image I like a lot. I love the effect here of swirling it in the center, giving it that artistic painterly look. It's done very nice. The colors are great. It draws you into the center, and then if you follow out the effect of it, it takes you all the way out to the outer edges where you've got some different effects out there, different colors. Very nice. The color harmony is nice. The effect is kind of cool. It's a very very nice image. Okay, this duck is, first off, the colors within the duck are just amazing. They pop, they're very bright. The effect on it is very subtle. It's not a huge effect on it, but yet I can see the effect within the feathers and such. So it definitely, the eye takes you right to the center of it. The colors are great. The background's blurred nicely, so it's not taking my eye away from that. My full attention goes to the head of the duck here. I like this a lot. I like the repeating patterns. The color harmony in this image is really, really pleasant. It's just a really nicely done repeating pattern with the tulips. The colors are great. The purples, the yellows, the oranges, they all play very well together. It gives you that stained glass effect, which in this image works really, really nice. This is very well done. So this effect here, this oil paint effect, is really heavily used. Maybe a little too much. I think I might have backed off the effect just a little bit. I think it kind of takes it a little over the top. So much so that you lost all your detail in the upper left corner there. Everything's gone completely black there. And I think that if you're going to do something like this, make sure your effect goes throughout the entire image. I think it kind of affects it in a negative way with it being just gone completely black there, where you've lost all detail in that upper left corner. I do like the bright colors. I would have liked the duck to pop a little bit more, because it kind of gives you the appearance here that the orange yellow water effect really just kind of overtakes the image, and the duck almost gets a little lost. But it's an interesting effect. It's very artistic, and definitely something different. So in this case, we've jumped the shark. This is great, where you've just basically put the shark up into the sky. It gives you that, we know that it's been dropped into the sky. It's just, it's kind of a fun image. The cutout is done very well. It's blended pretty nicely. Down on the lower fin, you can see where it's blended well into the clouds there. So it doesn't give you that really harsh cutout look. So the blending there is nice. I might have even tilted the shark upwards a little bit, so that maybe he was pointing a little more up in the sky. It would give it a little more effect to it than just kind of horizontally across the image there. But definitely kind of a fun jump the shark image. This image is beautiful. This is a very artistic image. This is done very nicely. And I would, this is definitely one of those images you could see printed very large and hanging on somebody's wall. Artistically, it's nice. The color harmony is beautiful. The whites keep all their detail. Nothing's blown out. The lines are going up very nicely. This is an exceptionally well done artistic image.
Okay, that's them. I'll put them in. I'll try to put them in one view. Huh?
Well, I can see him that way.
Okay, I can't get to my Zoom or Marilyn's in the way. She can't help it though. All right, so call him from here.
Okay, so which way do you want me to go? From third place up?
I don't think there's any rules, so whatever works.
All right, so for me, third place would be the third image, which is the green swirl.
This guy right here?
That guy there, I would give that a third.
Okay.
My second place image would go to the stained glass tulips.
Let me write down
Okay.
and say who third place is. So that
Okay,
is
go ahead.
That's Michael Bronstein, the Eye, third place. Okay.
Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you.
I forgot how we did this. I think we did it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And what was second place?
Second place is the yellow tulips, the stained glass look. Yes.
Okay, and that is John Goddard, tulips, second place. Okay.
And first place would be the aspens.
Over here.
Yes, that one.
Okay, and that one is John Goddard, Aspen Dawn.
Okay, do you have any HMs?
Okay, and honorable mentions, I would definitely give one to Jump the Shark. That one there.
Okay. And that one is Michael Bronstein, If Fish Could Fly. Okay, another one.
And then the other one would be the very first image.
Right here.
Yes.
And that one is Robert Miranda, Yes, We Can Do It.
Okay.
All right. That closes that out. And then the next group is Advanced, and there's 6 in here, and we'll do a quick run through. All righty. There's the first one.
Okay, the artistic impression of this one is very different. It's unique. I kind of like the effect that it's giving. The colors are really nice. If I had to critique one thing, I would say right in the center, you've got a white blown out area. And I would probably try to do something in that area so that my eye doesn't go directly to the white, because your eye is always going to go to the brightest point. I like the effect. The colors throughout are very harmonious. It's artistic looking. It's different. Very unique image. Okay, this one here, you know, you've kind of got the stairway going up to nowhere, or at least that is my interpretation as I see it. I like the fact that you don't see everything. So much of this image is kind of left to your imagination. The wall to the left is kind of sort of there. You can kind of tell that there should be a wall there. Your brain kind of fills it in, so it's very unique. Critique-wise, I would probably remove that handle or whatever it is right on the edge of the right-hand side, about a third of the way down from the top. It doesn't lend anything to it. It kind of, I think it would be better if it were cropped in just a little bit more to not see it. I see plenty of the other ones going up the stairway, but I like the fact that this image forces you to really think about where's it going? Where's the rest of this? So very, very different, unique image. This is definitely one of those makes you really kind of look into it to see what else is there. While I can see the skull in the background, it makes you look to see if there's something else there that you're missing. So this image forces you to kind of look around and see if there's anything else. It's creative the way that you've blended that in. I like it. I think you could have made this image even more mysterious by maybe adding some very faint eyes in different areas of the trees to make it appear that that is not the only thing that's kind of looking at you. And it would give you a chance to kind of look into more corners of the image. But it's definitely very creative and very, very nicely done. All right, so now we've got some planets. I love the rings on Saturn there. I like the angle that you used. The water is treated very nicely. I can see detail in the shoreline. I like that. Your big planet, Jupiter there, I would assume is nicely done. You've given a good dimension of size. I like that the horizon line is not dead center and that it's straight. And I can see a little bit of behind the clouds at the horizon line. So the little details here are very nicely done. So very creative. The your shadows within the water are make sense. They seem realistic. So I like the creativity of this image. So this image here, I like the fact that I'm seeing water effectively on both sides. The shadows within the front water are really nicely done. I like that. The tonality is there's a little too much green in some of the buildings, especially on the tops of the buildings. So I think that the color that you added there, I think got bled into some of the buildings that maybe shouldn't have been there. The other thing I would watch is on the planet, on your Earth there, the bottom of it is a little flat at one point. It's not perfectly round all the way through. So it's got that appearance. It's just not quite perfectly round. I would have maybe just be aware of that effect there. The clouds are nice. I like the background in terms of the color and how it blends into the sky. The one thing that I would kind of watch is you've got a tangency on some buildings that are on the, probably, I guess that would be what the left third, the top of the buildings there are right on the horizon line. So I would kind of watch that tangency there. And then I would also maybe watch that your horizon is really pretty much dead center in the image. I would probably try to kind of avoid being dead center on that. But other than that, very creative, very different. I like this image. I like the stars and the lights that lead me into the bridge that's there and gives me the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. I think that the areas are handled very nicely. The star effect is very nice. I like it leading all the way up into the sky there. You've kept it pretty much within a pathway of the bridge there. So you're not branching way out, but yet you're not making it so that the stars are the entire image or throughout the entire image. And I like that. I like that you have played with the size of them. The closer you go into toward that bridge tunnel there, they get smaller. So you start large and go small. And I like that effect. I think you've handled that very well. I like the fact that there is some detail on the edges, but yet I know that that large tree on the right is very large and right there. Very creative, very different.
Okay, that's them. And if you can see them big enough.
I can see them big enough. That's fine. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. This one here, I would give third place to the third image. That one there.
Okay, that's third place. And that's called Wicked Sky. That's by Bob Fields.
Okay, second place I would give to the last image.
Okay. And that is called Portal to Free. And that's by William Peake. Second place.
And first place I would give to the White Stairs.
Okay. And that one is called Destination Unknown. First place, Bob Fields.
Congratulations.
Very nice. And I would give an honorable mention to the one with the 2 planets.
Okay. That is called The Great Conjunction by William Peake.
And then I would also give one to the image next to it.
This one here with the...
Yes.
And that one is Los Angeles Bay 2220 by William Peake also.
2220.
Okay, I like the title on that one.
2220, yeah. Wow, that's probably what it's going to look like, huh?
I think the title adds to that image a little bit.
Okay, moving on. And then the last group is our big group, 21 images. And we'll do a quick run through. And that's, oops. That was the last one. Okay, that's them. So here's the first one.
Okay, the impact on this is very interesting. You really get to sit back and just kind of cruise through the image, looking to see what it is. I mean, you could say that, is it rocks? Is it a rock formation? It could be a pencil drawing. I mean, there's so many different ways you can look at this image. And I think that's the beauty of abstract and, artistic type images. This image allows me to kind of look around. There's a little bit of little pops of kind of a green and greenish yellow in it that make me look to see what is it. Could it be plant material on a hillside of rock? I don't know. And quite frankly, I like the fact that I don't know exactly what it is. This is presented very nicely, very unique. Okay, this image has a lot of impact with color right up front. It's very bright. It's very in your face in terms of the color, and it's almost popping right out toward you. The celebration there is very cool. I like the fact how you've kind of taken a very celebratory event and made it very different. The lanterns in the background are done very nicely. I like them. I like that they're mainly in the upper portion. I can see his feet. I can see the dragon. This is very nicely done. Very, very well done. I like this. So I like the convergence of this image right in the dead. I mean, this is an image where it works dead center. That's the beauty of this one when you split it like this. It's done nicely. I think what would have even taken this image even further over the top is to drop in a different sky. Instead of having that plain blue sky, be a little more creative with it. You probably could have vignetted it a little. And at the very bottom, I think that if you're going to show the splitting of this like you did, I would want to see the point at the bottom that shows where it started. But this is very cool. It's done very well. Your edges are perfect. It is definitely done exactly right on it. So I like this image. This image really pops out in color. The lady, your main person right there, is just very, very colorful. And I like the fact that I can see the three images of people in the background. I can tell that they're slightly different in terms of their dress, at least with one. It's got a little bit of white to it. You've got the gentleman on the right, and then the other lady on the left. It's handled very nicely. The background with the kind of the watercolor splotching is nice. The repeating pattern at the top and the bottom give it that symmetry of being even. I don't mind the fact that she's pretty much in the center of the image, maybe slightly to the right, but that's fine. Yeah, I think it's handled very nicely. It's very well presented. I really like the effect you've given the background. Very nice. You've handled the background very nicely. Very artistic in approach. So here we've got a good drawing of our almost like, I guess, almost like a watercolor of the freeway. You've got the two sides of traffic, you've got the center, you've got bridges going over it. I like the color palette that you've used. It is kind of a watercolor type effect. It's very different. It's artistic. I will admit I haven't really seen an effect like this given, so I really like it. I like the fact that I can kind of tell which cars are going away and coming toward me. I just think it's handled very nicely. The tops, don't go off on the edge, at the very corner. So you've given room for the sky. Very, very nicely presented. So this one's very similar to the one before. I like the fact that the dress of the lady in the background on the left is very similar in color, but yet there does appear to be a little bit of difference to it. The sunglasses on her is a great look. I like the younger girl on the left, or on the right rather. Again, the background with the watercolor effect is nice. The repeating patterns on the tops and bottoms are nicely handled. It's a very pleasant, well-presented image. It's artistic in approach of showing this dance and outfit that they are all wearing, actually. So this is a different approach to presenting a flower. The effect on it is very, it's got a lot of texture to it, a lot of texture. I like the color harmony, but I think I would have liked the flower to maybe be a little more color and a little less white. The white doesn't give it a lot of dimension. It's definitely a different artistic look to the flower. It almost looks like a chalk painting on sidewalk or a very rough patch of road or something like that. So it gives you that textured effect. Which is kind of unique. But I think the biggest thing for me is I would like to see a little more color in the flower itself. The shadow that's on the bottom center there, I almost would like to see that removed. That dark spot there just kind of, it gives it kind of a weird look down there, considering everything else doesn't have any shadow. But it's definitely presented well, and it's definitely a technique that's different. Okay, so this is a nice just painterly effect of the painted area of the desert there. I like the way it goes up the mountain, up the hill there. You can see the crevices. They aren't lost in shadow. It's a very nice effect. It is, you know, it does give you that artistic approach. It does make you look. It is semi-recognizable, so I kind of get a feel for what it is. So you didn't lose the image within the artistic approach you took, and I like that. Okay, this looks very much like the Wigwam Motel, and I've actually stayed in one of those before. So this is a very different painterly effect of what I've seen in the past. I've seen these TPs done, you know, HDR. I've seen them done, you know, in a variety of different ways. I've not seen it done in a kind of a painted effect. I like it. I love that the car is in the picture. I would have liked to maybe see a little more of the TP to the right and a little less of the modern building in the background. But given that, the image really is the center part with the main TP and the car. You maybe even could have cropped out that other TP and just really focused on the one TP with the car. I like the look. I love this painterly effect. The color harmony is nice. It gives you that old look, and I think that's appropriate for this kind of image. Okay, this is very nicely done. I like the effects that are dropped in on her face. I love the fact that the eyes were not really touched with it. They're sharp. So I like the fact that I can look into her eyes. If I sit back and look at it, the eyes draw you in. There's a lot going on here with different swirls, different effects, different looks. You've got some different colors in there that come from different parts of the image. So I like that. But I like the fact that the main color you've used in the green is similar to the color we see in her eyes. So the harmony there is nice. This is definitely an interesting image to look at. It gives you a lot to look at, which is good. So this is definitely very dark, very interesting with the way that you've treated the person in the lower part of the image. The center of the image there, you've gone completely black on it, which is interesting. you've centered it very well. I like the fact that he is right there, and so that you see him first. It does give you a lot to look at here. The treatment on it is really, really unique. It gives you that wood look, and I like that. I think it works for this image. Definitely makes you really look and wonder where this is, what's going on. So I like the artistic presentation here. So this is a fun image. I think you've got what appears to be kind of an ET type character coming out of the outhouse. You've got a raccoon at the top. There is just a lot going on here. Maybe in some case, almost maybe too much. The colors are all over the place. You've got kind of a pinkish moon, you know, kind of almost like a flesh tone color. You've got the white stars are very bright. You've got some blue in here that's kind of interesting in terms of the way it highlights the roof of the outhouse. You've got parts of the blue up into the sky. You've got a different color effect going on in the bushes that are to the left of the moon. The moon behind the rocks is handled very nicely. There's just a lot going on in this image. So there's you know, you kind of have to just keep scanning the image to see if there's something you're missing. But one critique I would say is that I would try to make your character coming out of the outhouse a little more apparent as to what he is. There's a lot of darkness right under the head, above the arm there that's holding the door. I would have maybe lightened that up just a little bit to give him a little more interest and a little more definition. But definitely very creative. So this image is very, very different. The white, while it's very bright, and parts of it are a little blown out to the point, but it's, you know, you have to sit back and really kind of, it makes you wonder what it really is. It's really interesting. I keep looking around trying to figure out different elements here, which I think is good. The way you handled the left side of the image is very nice. I like the background. I like the leaf and the green there. The browns that you've got dripping off the ends is very nice. It's very different. This is very artistic. It's a kind of a wild image that really just makes you sit back and wonder exactly what it is I'm looking at. And I think that's the fun part of these artistic images, is sometimes I don't want to know exactly what it is. And this is one of those ones where I really don't know exactly what it is. I kind of guess a little, but I don't want to. So I like this. Very, very nicely presented. Okay, so this image, you know, with the different birds dropped into a background is definitely very nice. The birds are handled very well. The cutouts are nice. They're, you know, I don't see really sharp edges in there, so they're dropped in very nice. The background, it, you know, gives you the effect that they're going toward the sun or something. The one thing I would probably look for is the way your light is coming on your birds. For instance, the very large bird that's on your right-hand side, all of the bright light is on the back side of the wings, but the bright light in your image is to the left. So the lighting doesn't quite match up to the way you've got your bird. So I would kind of watch that when you're presenting something like this. And I would try to give the birds a little more light on them since they are flying toward the brightest part of your image. And other than that, though, I think it's very different. I like the, I'm not sure I like the fact that the three birds in the middle are lined up. I think I would have maybe staggered them a little bit more since there's nothing in particular that they're going toward. So, but it's an interesting presentation. So this is just a really different artistic painting type effect, and I like it. I love the colors on the bottom. I like the fact that you go kind of a dark and then you go lighter. The different colors are mixed in nice. The effects on the edges work. There's no real bright spots or dark spots that really give it a problem. It's just an image that you've taken and you've really mixed it well to where it's just a piece of art. It is no longer what the original image was. And I like that. Nicely done. So this image I like. I like the fact that you're streaking the trees and such. I like the colors, but you really, really need to watch those bright spots. The one on the upper right is really, really bright. The same thing with the ones on the left. I'm not sure if it's a window reflection or not, but the brightness of those takes away from the beauty that's in the center of the image. The bottom is handled nicely. I like that. The center of the image is beautiful, but you kind of lose me a little bit with those two bright areas, the one on the upper right and the ones to the left. But I like this effect with the trees. Okay, I like the fact that you've got the bird that is just spotlighted with the reflection in the water. You've got the water effect that it's giving you there. You've got a little bit of water movement where the feet are. So that detail there is nice. The horizon line, I would have liked to have seen blended just a little bit better. It's almost dead center, but not quite. But very, very close. I like the fact that you've gradated the moon there to where you've got the orange on the bottom, which matches the gradation on the reflection in the water. So that's done nicely. I don't mind in this particular image that the two subjects are in the center of the frame there. But this is a nice little reflection of the bird. I like it. Okay, so this image here, this is definitely a fun thing where you've gone in and kind of played with the background. You've smushed it up and kind of spread it out a little bit. I like the fact that you've left the face in focus, but yet you've kind of distorted the feet for sure and a little bit of the jeans. It's definitely kind of playing on the edges of what works and doesn't work. I like the fact that the top of the image kind of is similar to the effect on the bottom of the image. So you kind of were consistent at that. Although I thought you got a little heavy-handed at the painting out of the background on the right-hand side. But, all in all, it's definitely creative. If you're going to really give it that effect with the backgrounds, make sure you really go into the in between the legs and get it all the way. It's like you stopped about 2/3 of the way up almost, it looks like. So I can kind of see a little more detail in the background there that I really don't need to see based on how you've treated the background around the legs. This is very, very unique. I like the way that you've dropped her into the city like this. I like the fact that she's looking downward. You've got traffic at the bottom. You've got birds and such at the top. You've got, I can kind of see detail with her ear. I almost would have moved her back toward the right just a little bit so she was really looking down on traffic almost. I think it would have given a little more effect to what she's doing. But I like the two images blended here. I like the fact that I can see the detail of the road all the way through the image and going out the image. So I like this. The colors are nice. So this is kind of a fun stretch of the image here. I like the fact that he's just stretched out way long with long legs. The effect of his face looking down at you is nice. The background's nice. It's kind of a fun cartoonish type look. It's definitely artistic. It's creative. And it's actually treated very nicely. Okay, so this image here, we've taken what I assume to be a Russian architecture there, and you've given it that painterly look that kind of takes it into a different look. I like the fact that while it's maintained its basic shape and integrity, I like how the colors have kind of played around and the shapes have changed just slightly. I like the background's handled nicely. The color harmony is beautiful. The one thing that I would like is where the at the very top of the spire in the center, you've got some squiggly lines there that maybe with the effect that you gave it, I would have almost maybe tried to take those out because they kind of distract from the beauty of what you've done to the shape. The same thing with the spire on the right-hand side. You know, there's just some squiggly lines there that are off the tips there that I might have gotten rid of because they don't appear on the other four pieces that are there. So I would have liked to maybe been a little more consistent there, but I like the effect here. The colors are just really, really nice.
Okay, that's them. So let me see if I can get all these in one view. Let's see, are you able to see them all in one view now?
I can see them all.
Okay.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a little more difficult here. I would like to give third place to the second image. That one, yes.
Okay, that one is. Oh, this is second place?
Third place.
Okay, Sue corrected me. This is Chinatown Lion Dance by Kathy Newman.
Second place, I'm going to give to the one right below it.
Okay. And that one is called Skyline Drive Creative by Christine Wilkins.
And then I will give first place to the very last image.
right here.
Yes.
And that is called St. Basil's Richard Wood.
Okay, then for honorable mentions, I would give one to the very first image.
All right. Compressed Basalts by Christine Wilkins.
The next one would go to the highway one. I think is image number 5.
This one here.
Yes.
And that one is called Highway Lines Colored, HM. And that's Cheryl Arev Beeling.
I would give a another one to image number 10. That one there. Yes.
Okay. And that one is Botanical. That's by Kathy Newman.
Okay, I would like to give one to image 17.
This one here.
Yes.
Okay. That is Silhouette, and that is by Terry Dickerson.
And then one last one to image 19.
This one here.
Yes.
Okay. That is LA on My Mind, and that is Kathy Newman.
Very cool.
Okay, so what I'll do then, Kathy, is stop the share and I'll send it back to you. How about?
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Mel, for all the helpful criticisms. They're much appreciated. Sometimes you don't see things the way other people do, and so it's good to get input of what other people think. Does anyone want to ask any questions of Mel or anything like that?
I don't have a question, but it was fantastic learning experience for me.
Good. Who was that?
Michael Bronstein.
Oh, Michael. Great. Anyone else?
Oh, I agree with that. Hearing him describe the photos was very educational for me, so thank you.
Thank you for doing this for us, Mel.
Of course, yeah. You know,
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
definitely, you know, with this category, it is so subjective. So the way I might see it and the way the next person might see it are going to be completely different. And that's the beauty of, you know, this category and judging, is that it can go any way. I mean, there's no right, there's no wrong when you're looking at an artistic approach to an image like this. So I think the idea is just be creative and go for it.
Very true. Okay, well, if we don't have any more questions or comments or anything like that, I'm waiting. I'm just going to remind you about next week on the 26th at 6 o'clock. Tim Meyer is going to be speaking. He is a great portrait photographer, and he teaches a couple classes at ABC, along with he teaches at Brooks Brothers and down in another community college. So he's a very talented person, and we will learn a lot from him.
You will enjoy that program. I have seen that program a couple times. It is fabulous.
Great. Good. And we have a couple of his students here, Andrew and Kate.
Yeah, I see Andrew.
Yeah.
I do have a quick question, Kathy.
Yes.
Speaking of learning experiences, you had put together that Photoshop, the 10 steps, and you had a link to it. Can you please repost that? I couldn't find it, and I thought it was so helpful.
Sure.
If you don't mind.
I will find that recording and I'll put it on our YouTube page.
You did such a great job. Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you. And then in February, we have Joe Edelman, The Art of Seeing, Success in Photography. And February 23rd is Dave Wilkins with Backing Up. And don't forget to take those human interest photos. We're not out as much as we normally would be, so it might be harder, but that's just for the past year. So I'm sure you have other human interest pictures from before all of this happened. And I'm hoping that eventually, once everyone's vaccinated and everything, we will be able to meet in person again, because that would be really great. So just check on the website. The Zoom link is on the website, and you should have already gotten one email with the Zoom link for next week. But I will be sending out a couple more this week just to remind you all. And we hope that you have a great rest of your week. And thanks again, Mel, for your help and the great critique that you gave. That was very helpful.
All right. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. Okay, so everyone have a great evening. I'm going to turn us off, and I'll post this in a couple days. Bye.
Right. Good night.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.
Uh-huh.